Everybody. My name is Jaden Wilder, and today I am presenting my presentation. So, today I'm talking about the PlayStation 5 and the chip inside of it. Most people just see the PS5 as a gaming console, but what it actually makes it powerful is the processor inside. That one chip is what controls how fast the game runs, how good they look, and how smooth everything feels when you're playing. The PS5 uses something called a system on a chip, or SoC. Basically, that just means the CPU and the GPU are combined into one chip instead of being separate parts. The reason that matters is because it lets everything work together faster and more efficiently since it's all, you know, on one piece of hardware. This chip is designed by AMD in partnership with Sony. AMD built the actual processor, but Sony helped customize it for gaming specifically. So, realizing that it's not just a regular off the shelf chip, it was all it I'm sorry. It was made specifically for the PlayStation 5 and what it needs to run modern games. The CPU is based on AMD's Zen 2 architecture and has 8 cores and 16 threads. The graphics side uses RDNA 2 technology. It also uses the x86 by 64 instruction set, which is the same general architecture used in most modern computers today. That makes it powerful, but also easier for game developers to work with. So, clock speed is basically how fast the processor can process instructions. On the PS5, the CPU can go up to 3.5 gigahertz, and the GPU can go up to about 2.23 gigahertz. But what's interesting is that it doesn't stay at one fixed speed. It adjusts depending on what the system is doing, which helps balance performance and heat. The PS5 uses 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory that's that's shared between the CPU and GPU as well. This is called unified memory. It also has a really fast SSD with speeds around 5.5 gigabytes per second. That's a big reason why PS5 games load so much faster compared to the older consoles. The chip uses the x86 to 64 instruction set, which includes 16 general purpose 64-bit registers. Registers are basically super fast storage inside the processor that help it handle instructions quickly. It also has vector processing support, which helps it handle graphics and complex calculations at the same time. What the chip actually does. This chip basically runs everything on the PS5. It handles the games, the graphics, the physics, the AI, sound, and heck, even background system tasks. So anytime a game feels smooth or looks very realistic, that's all coming from this chip working behind the scenes. The PS5 chip is used on a huge scale. Over 92 million over 92 million PlayStation 5 consoles have been sold, which means there are tens of millions of these chips in use around the whole world. That makes it one of the most widely used gaming processors ever made. The exact cost of the chip isn't publicly well known because it's a custom design made just for Sony. But we do know the console itself launched around $399 to $499. So even though we don't have the exact chip price, it shows this is a high performance system built for mass production. So, overall, the PS5 chip is really the heart of the entire console. It combines the CPU and GPU into one system that handles everything from graphics to gameplay, and that's something we all love. And it's a good example of how modern chips aren't just small parts inside devices. They're actually what make the whole system work. My name is Jaden Wilder. This was my PS5 chip presentation, and thank you for watching.